Today's episode of What My Father Taught Me, we're going back over emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions, and to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathetically. Now, we already went over the capacity. That's the first thing. You got to have space inside of you, inside of your emotional capacity to deal with whatever is going on. But the second part is key. The second part is where a lot of us fall off, and it's due to ego. Aware. You have to be aware of your emotions. If you're not aware of your emotions, you're never going to make it to the rest of the definition. What that looks like is something happens, you angry, and somebody say, "Are you upset or are you angry?" I ain't mad. How you ever gonna control that emotion if you're not even acknowledging you have the emotion? You're not gonna be able to control it. And you're not gonna be able to express it to whoever you need to express it in a judicial way or an empathetic way. So this is what happens a lot of times. There's a lot of people who are in prison right now due to lack of emotional intelligence. I'm gonna tell you what happens when you ignore your awareness for your emotions. And say you're angry about something. Instead of dealing with that emotion and controlling it and expressing it to people and just being honest about, I'm upset about this, you mask it. And when you mask it, more things happen to you. Now we're going back to capacity. Because you won't even acknowledge that you're angry, you are dealing with other people who are expecting you to be okay. And then more things are being added to your emotional cup. And then it ends up overflowing. And now you overreact to a situation that you didn't need to overreact to because you would not express. You would not even acknowledge the fact that you were angry, which wouldn't allow you to control it because it's not there to you. And then you can't express it. So having the intelligence to just be aware of how you feel. The reason why a lot of people mask it is because being angry looks weak to people. It makes it seem like you allow somebody to get under your skin and you don't want them to win. That's your ego speaking for you. You can't allow your ego to trick you out your spot. You have to understand that being emotionally intelligent is extremely important. If you're upset about something, then you got to acknowledge that. Dang, I'm really mad about this. And you got to sit there and live with that. Why are you mad about it? What happened and what can you do about it in the future? Okay, now after you acknowledge the fact that you're angry, then move on to something else. It may be that you're sad. Some people don't want to feel like they say, "Oh, I'm all right." Hey, how you feeling today, man? "Oh, I'm all right." You're going to say you all right all the way to suicide. If you are not okay, you need to tell somebody, "I'm not okay." And I'm going to be honest with you. From experience, I've told people that I'm not okay, and nothing was done for me in supporting me in that moment. If you are dealing with bouts of sadness or grief in any type of moment, it's very important for you to be aware of that yourself and to talk about it. We're going to get into the expression and we're going to get into control and expression later, but you have to be aware of your emotions. That's where all of the growth and the fixing and the help is going to come from, is being aware of how you feel in the moment. Once you are honest with yourself enough about how you feel, now you can be honest with somebody else. If you lie to yourself without question, you're going to lie to other people. You can't, if you're feeling the kind of way, you have to be honest with it. And I'm speaking to men, especially young men. We're taught to hide our emotions because there is no help. From experience, I know there is no help. You hear me? I'm not going to lie to you and say these people going to care about your feelings. A lot of people will use them. We're going to get into who we need to express ourselves to later. But there's people out here you can express yourself to. Just because it's a woman don't mean it's a safe woman. Just because it's a family don't mean it's a safe family member. Just because it's a partner don't mean it's a safe partner. But that does not mean you should not express it. You got to pay attention to the people. If they make fun of people for having any type of emotions, hear me out. Look at me. Everybody has them. Everybody. 100% of the people on this earth has them. Now, we don't all have the same type. I don't feel the same way other people do. I still have them. Now, there are some psychopaths out here who can't feel certain feelings of remorse. They still have feelings. Okay? We all have them. You have to express it. If you feel a certain kind of way and you don't want to, the first thing you have to do is acknowledge how you feel. We can figure out how to turn it down later, but we can't turn something down that you won't even acknowledge. All right? So if you feel angry, if you feel sad, if you feel happy, if you feel joyous, express that. It's okay. Some people don't even want to feel like they're happy. Like where I come from, in my neighborhood, sometimes being too happy is signs of friendliness, which means the signs of softness. It makes yourself look like food if you're too happy. So imagine a life you live in to where you got to be hard all the time. Don't nobody want to be hard all the time. It's going to drive you crazy. Put yourself in an environment to where you can have the freedom to feel however you want. But it's important to be aware of your emotions. Look inward, like, how do I feel? And be honest about that. And then we can move on to that next part.